Hey guys, what's up? It is Andrew from Funwheel Interactive, and welcome back to another video in the Office Makeover series. We're kind of doing this in spurts here because I'm getting ready to start the closet aspect of this makeover. So this episode, we're going to be focusing on getting the network part, which includes all of the networking equipment down here, not the servers, up into a wall-mounted 9U open frame rack that will be on a piece of plywall. And already, before the episode started, I already have a hole where all the cables and stuff will go through. So I'm about to start getting those through here. But there's three main things we gotta do in this episode. First, I need to figure out the necessary size for the plywood that will be in this wall right here. If we actually come over here to my computer, you can see that I am currently working on getting a custom cut from Home Depot for a 3/4 inch plywood. So we're going to be doing a custom cut with that. It's like $16 in total, and it'll be here like end of next week. So I'm going to try and get that ordered today, right after I finish the segment here. So what'll happen is that we'll have the plywood up against the wall, and then we're going to have the hole cut out here. How we're going to do that, I have an extended bit that I'm going to be going through the attic into here, so you'll be able to cut through the drywall, so I know exactly where the hole needs to be. And then I'll use my circular hole that I used for that one, which I believe was a 3/4 inch diameter, and I'll just cut right through, so that way I can start bringing all the cables through here, and then that will be done with that part. And then the next part, we're getting those patch panels, the keystones, and then the rack, and then mount everything back up. And we'll also have to buy the new 2 gig variant of the old Motorola modem that I did have, but died during the painting part of the episode here. So we have a lot to get to. I am going to get some measurements here, and then I will come back for the next segment. All right, took some time. I got some measurements here. I'm actually going to come around and take it and show you guys what we got going on over here. So between these two walls is just under 24 inches. We're going to be having a 24 inch for the length of the panel, and then the width is going to be about 20 inches. I'm thinking maybe 22. It really just depends on how high up the other rack is. But I wanted to be a few inches lower than the top rack. The top rack is 18 inches, so I was thinking maybe 20 should be fine. Having 2 inches of support on the bottom should be okay here. So we're gonna get that started. So I already have the sizes implemented down here at the on the custom cut to size order form that I have for Home Depot. I'm going to get that ordered, and then hopefully it'll be here. It says it should be here September 19th. So theoretically, we should be able to finish that up that following weekend, because I do start my new job tomorrow, and it will be something really good that I will have a lot of free time for. So other than that, that is where we're at right now. We're going to be ordering the rack and the keystones and the patch panel after we get the plywood hung up and make sure everything's good to go. I'll start running some cabling, and I'll start filming that for another episode. But that is where we are. We'll see you guys in that next segment. All right, it is currently the 13th, and the piece of wood got here 6 days early. I don't even have the screws yet to plug it into the wall. So I'm going to end up getting that either tomorrow or Friday, and I'm going to put that thing in there and drill the hole everything Saturday. So that way, the only thing that's left is just to actually buy the rack and everything. So we're going to come down over here and take a look at it real quick. So this is a 3/4 inch piece of plywood. This is a cut, I believe I did 22 by 24 inches if I'm not mistaken. So it does fit snug. I literally did a nice little fit test when I first brought it in an hour ago. It fits perfectly. So whenever we get that rack, it's gonna go in real quick. I'm guessing 2 weeks I might get it. Maybe I might order it this weekend. It does take about a week to get here. so about 2 weeks. So that's where I'm at with that. And then the other thing for this project I have to grab are 2 of the Ubiquity patch panels, some RJ45 keystones, and maybe a couple fiber keystones, although I might not need it. And my dog just took my shoe. Wow, okay. Alright, that was crazy. Anyway, where was I going with this? Alright, so obviously we gotta get 2 of the 24-port Ubiquity patch panels with keystones, RJ45, and a few fiber optic ones for a future project. So I'm not gonna get those right away, but those fiber keystones definitely. And then I do want to kind of have like a uniform color. So obviously, let me see if I can find it. I have this 3D printed case for the Motorola modem that I don't have anymore because it died. Getting another one, but saying it's an upgraded model that fits that case still. I did check with the editor or the maker on Etsy. He did confirm that it does work with the upper model, so I don't have any issues with that. So with me wanting to have it be the same color as all the Ubiquity gear, the rack along with that is going to be spray painted a color, and that will be in this episode as well, maybe. Oh, actually, it has to be in this episode because I'm not going to put it up there and then color code and then paint it. So yes, we're going to be coloring it Ubiquity Silver. I already found a color that is a spray paint can that is almost exactly the color as Ubiquity. Honestly, I couldn't tell a difference when someone else did it, so that's what I'm doing. So we're going to end up getting that and the screws in the same trip, and then ordering the rack within the next week or so. Maybe 2 weeks. I might wait until that first paycheck for my new position, but that's what we have. So obviously back to the wood. It's nice and sturdy. It feels really good. It's again 3/4 inch, so we're gonna be getting 3-inch screws. So that way it still has 2¼ inches in the wall for max stability. And then obviously we're still gonna have to drill the other way through so we can see a little hole in the beginning right here. This is the smallest little hole we can get so we actually know what we're looking for. And then we can drill the hole in and start routing cables through. And then I'm going to start making some new lines for the new access points. Well, for the access point that is downstairs because it's constantly not working. But that's going to be a separate video and we're going to go over that at some point. Anywho, that is where we are with that. So we're going to come back into the next segment where it'll probably be Saturday. And we're going to get that stuff up. We're going to drill the hole, route the cables through, and then we will end that segment, and then it'll continue once we get that rack in place. All right, guys, welcome back to another update in this segment of the episode 4 of the video here. I just ordered 25 Cat 6 keystones and the rack, which means we're finally getting this project underway. It is currently Thursday. It will not be here until the following Wednesday at the latest, meaning that means that following weekend, unless I schedule myself a few hours after work one night to get it done, which I'll usually be home by 4:30. So I do have a decent amount of time after work to do so. Only thing I have to do now is grab wood screws and that spray paint from Home Depot, which is going to be about $20 in total after tax, which is something I'll easily be able to grab this weekend here. So that's where we are. We're going to skip over to the part where I bring the rack inside, or the keystones as well. They might come on different days, but let's get straight into that. All right, so the rack's here. Kind of surprised by it, actually, that the rack got here so early. I'm going to turn off my AC real quick here. Cold enough in here. Anyway, there it is. I gotta build it. I'm gonna time lapse it. I'm just gonna cut over to our next segment where I actually start spray painting it. I do have spray paint and wood screws downstairs, so we're gonna be able to get all this done today. It's currently Friday, but I'm gonna do most of the work tomorrow. when I have a few hours to, you know, drill and put line and bring lines through and stuff like that. It's gonna be a little bit of a longer video, I feel like, probably a lot of my previous episodes, but I'm gonna try and cut it shorter by not filming this part right here. So I'll be back probably later tonight, early tomorrow morning. I'm not sure if I'm gonna spray paint this in the front yard or the backyard. Probably the front yard since it's gonna be cleaner. I'll just, you know, put this box, I'll just break down this box so that the rack can go over it, and I'll just go do a coat. I only bought one thing of spray paint. Hopefully it's enough. Hoping to do like a light coat all around, this kind of like spray, and then kind of do a heavy coat for the second one. Hopefully that'll be enough to make it look like that Ubiquity silver. It is an aluminum color, so it should be, but again, we'll get into that when things are going. So I'm gonna build this. See you guys in the next segment. All right, I'm outside. Finished the rack. About to spray paint it. I kind of do not recommend this product, actually. It was horrendous to build. And as you can see, every single screw here got stripped. This one was my fault because I did it too much, but this one and this one and that one would not go in all the way no matter what I did. I completely rebuilt this twice and now I can't even unbuild it because of the strip screws. So we're just gonna go with it. I got this. I'm gonna start spray painting. I'm not gonna record this, but we'll see what the finished product's like. All right, the first coat's mostly done. I mean, I gotta say, this looks great. I might have had a lot of issues with building it, but this is starting to look fantastic. So I did everything I could get to. So I did all of the... Dang, that's already almost dry. Well, I already did all the sides right here. I didn't do this top half. I'm going to be flipping it around and doing it so I can do the underside of this as well. But this looks pretty close to Ubiquity Silver. This is only one coat, and I probably still have a good amount of that left. So the next thing we gotta go grab is the next thing I go grab is the mount case for the modem. So we're gonna go upstairs and grab that real quick. Let's see, right here. Boom. So this right here, we're also gonna spray paint. We're going to take the keystone jack out of there so that we don't risk damaging that. But yeah, I'm gonna start spray painting this. After a quick first coat, that is done. Or almost done. So this is how it looks, and it looks amazing. I am gonna be doing a second coat. I'm gonna do the first coat inside the top side and a whole second coat if I can. And this one I might just do a quick second coat and then that will be done as well. I'm gonna let that dry for a couple hours. I might come back in the morning, or I'm gonna try and do this right before I go to bed tonight. So probably in like 3 or 4 hours, near like 10, 11 o'clock. And yeah, it's looking really good so far. All right, I definitely forgot to film the whole final part of this episode of Office Makeover series, but thought I'd just give you guys a little tour. So here it is, all up in nice and dandy. Not really, obviously it's still a work in progress until we get everything sorted out here. So I guess I'll just go through it. So we have UDM Pro on top with my USW24 Pro. This is the non-PoE version. And then we also have the spaces here for the patch panel, the PoE version of that Pro, and then another patch panel. And then the 2U little bracket here for the modem. This is my backup until I get the other one. This is my temporary PoE switch since I only have the 3 access points, only 2 of which are connected. I believe this right here is the 3rd cable, but I did not terminate it correctly, so I got to redo that. And then I started using the keystone jack, so I got one here for the ILO that is plugged into this port 24 here. My computer, which is plugged into port 1 on the UDM Pro. And then we got port 2 of the 24 port switch to the other switch, and then these two go into each of this one right here, and port 7 goes into the access point right here, and then the one right here on 6 goes this keystone jack over here, which also goes into the access point in the guest room. So that is really all we're at here. I guess we can look at temp wise real quick here while we're wrapping up here. We're looking at about 44 degrees Celsius on the UDM Pro and 53 degrees Celsius on the USW, or 111 and 127 degrees Fahrenheit. So not bad numbers with no cooling. We have yet to get any cooling system in here yet, so I'm thinking about moving that vent up here with one of those fan registers for the AC, or I'm going to split that and have it AC up here, heat down here. But I'm still in on the vents on how I'm going to do that. Obviously, the temperature is fine the way it is. Once we get the second rack down here, which will hopefully be around January, I'll be able to finish up that room and get some accurate temperature readings after adding the adhesive sound dampening foams on this side. I definitely went off this lopsided. I don't really care, but at least this side will have some adhesive. And I'm probably actually just gonna wrap this whole entire closet in that sound adhesive. And then I'll also be getting that door in here as well. That'll hopefully also block some of the sound out. Sound's not much of an issue, it's just more of heat. I wanna make sure that my servers aren't cooking in here. So, and then also, forgot down here, we also have the PDU and the battery backup, number 1, which might stay, might not stay. I might get a separate little tower and place it right here, which I also got to clean up right here. My coax cable is now drilled for the wall hole over here. We're going to be making this a bigger hole, probably about a 1/4 inch in diameter if I have that bit. And then we're going to be creating a cable raceway that'll have RJ45 from my computer, the coax, and 2 more RJ45s that will come out onto a cable raceway. And we'll have a RJ45 keystone box right here where I'll be able to plug in 2 additional wired devices over here if it's a laptop for testing, or if I just want to use the MacBook without the docking station, etc., etc. So again, that's all for that video. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys in the next one.